should all train our kid to fight the other one. We should tell them that there's 3 other kids. They don't have confidence. They're born. We'll homeschool all of our kids. They find you, they're going to fucking kill you.
It's like the one thing you base their whole life around.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not home one day and a kid ding-dong ditches that your child will kill that child.
No. We'll give pictures. We'll share pictures with each other. We'll be like, this is what those kids look like. And then when they turn 18, we're gonna arrange them to all meet in a park.
Yeah.
And then they'll fucking try to kill each other.
That would be so
The 18-year experiment.
Winner. No, I was gonna say gets to keep the kid, but
They
the
get
winner
to
would
stay
already have
alive.
their own kid.
That's
Well,
enough.
no, Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, winner gets to Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah.
At 18.
And then you tell the winner, we were just kidding.
No, because you're homeschooling.
We were just kidding.
It's actually fake. It's
They
actually
didn't
fake.
actually want to hunt you
clear all
down
that
at
up,
all. It was us.
Get a job. I was going to say that.
You little fuckers, you're crazy. They can't like read.
They can't do anything.
They only know combat.
But they can fight like a machine.
We should all teach them different training methods, like jujitsu, karate.
I like
yeah.
that.
And then it's like which in the YouTube videos which fighting style is the best. But then you get in and it's like we trained 4 children for 18 years. They cannot read, write, or speak languages, but they are jujitsu, karate
3
masters.
unintelligible children who are fucking weapons.
Yeah.
It's like SpongeBob. It's like forget everything except breathing and fine dining, but it's breathing and hand-to-hand combat.
If you look anything like any of these children, stay inside.
There's news alerts.
Because that would create people who actually have to be worried about kids who look like that looking for them.
Yeah. Yeah, also, it create like a culture of like, yeah, I'm hard. I dressed up like kid number 2. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, they would go by numbers.
We lock our kids inside on Halloween. So they don't go on a purge.
Because they're all masked
You
up.
know
they
what?
don't
Maybe your girlfriend's family that work.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe not bad.
They could make those kids do anything.
Want to hear my secret plot with those gaggle of kids?
Well, you put them all in a big battle bus and drop them out of the sky and then make Fortnite, but in real life.
Get close enough that they allow me to babysit them.
Okay.
And then do with just those kiddos.
What?
Okay.
Oh!
She's like, wait, don't do that. You're being weird.
Y'all have mid up here?
Doing old enough, but just in Los Angeles in the middle of the night.
Yeah. I went to Detroit, Michigan at 3 a.m. and I sent my kid to the casino.
Yeah, no, yeah. We all tried to operate a White Castle together.
Yeah. And that's why I want to send them on little American missions.
Do you think it'd be publicized for, well, like, other audiences? Because, like, the fun part about Old Enough is that they're, like, Japanese kids, and it's different culture, right?
I think it'd be really fun to see it in America, because I think the moment you see Old Enough, you go, we couldn't do that. We couldn't do that. I could send my kid to something like that.
I think the sort of the reverse version of this is there's this YouTube video from this Korean guy, and he makes like little like documentary sort of type content, and he goes to Stockton and hangs out with a bunch of gangs, but like films it from like the perspective of like a Korean guy who doesn't know anything about like this sort of culture. And
Does he end up like battle rapping at the end?
he
That
just,
guy's
like,
name? Dumbfounded.
hangs out in like people's yards and like they show off their fucking guns and shit, and the whole thing is subtitled in Korean.
That's
and
so
it's,
sick.
Yeah, it's like a really dope video because it's just like I feel like it's the whole content of the video like wouldn't be that exciting from like our perspective, but apparently like to the average like Korean citizen, it's like holy shit, what is going on in Stockton?
Dude, that's what LA is like.
Yeah.
that's our
That's our Old Enough.
That's our,
That's
yeah,
our-
say it.
that's
their
Say it
Old
the
Enough.
way we like when you say it, Ludwig.
Dude, I went to. I watched a video today from this YouTuber from England. Fuck, what's his name? Ludwig. He's Nico something.
Nico,
Oh, was
the
it the
fat one who eats a lot?
No, I just watched this video. He
I think-
goes to Arkansas, right?
Yeah, so he went. He's a black guy and he goes to the most racist town in Alabama.
Oh, the guy who ran for mayor. I don't know his name.
Yeah. That guy's video.
Racist town in Arkansas.
His video's fucking slap.
He's the viral He does not stop making
I
that.
watched the whole video. He just goes to the most, what he found the most racist town in Alabama.
Yeah, he Googled
and
it.
everyone's nice and chill.
He played in Alabama.
It's in Texas.
Oh, sorry. So they're in Alabama and
Deep red swamps. Wait, everyone's really nice to him?
so everyone's really cool. No one there's racist. Like, yeah, everyone thinks we're racist because like the ex KKK leader is in like the town over. But like we're all like not racist. And he's like, oh, cool. So then he goes and interviews the KKK leader, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm racist.
I'm a racist.
So he's like, he's like, he's just fucking. The interview is him fucking.
Yeah.
His name is I'm Our Nonce, and he's like, I'm with I'm Our Nonce, and
Calls him to schedule the interview, and he just said, like, he's a British guy, right? He just says he's with the BBC, but it's like for his YouTube.
I love that.
He says he's with the BBC. He says he's a really big fan, and he wants to prove the KKK is not racist. And that's the point of the interview.
It's so easy.
And the guy in the video, he's like, he's saying this thing. He's like, not so like. I think people like don't understand. Like I have as much sympathy as like if like a black kid was killed. And he thinks for a moment. He's like, well, no, I'd have more sympathy for a white kid. I want to make that clear.
That's insane.
Yeah. He's just like ultra racist.
Did this come out like recently?
I think so. I think
Like
it was
2 days ago.
It was in my.
The timing.
This is
too.
like the
Jesus
rhetoric
Christ.
back in the manifesto, dude, where he asks himself if he's a white supremacist, and he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like
Undeniably.
psychopathic.
And then like the media's like, yeah, we're not sure. We don't
Then
know.
it's an investigation.
So insane.
Same town, and the reason they're all going there is because of like a viral video from like over a year ago, where this guy from out of town like decides to stand on the side of the road and have stores in that town with like a sign that just says Black Lives Matter.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't say anything, and he just like lets people come by and like basically yell at him.
This is a white guy, right?
And this is a white guy.
And
yeah.
everyone comes up and is like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, and they,
Like, don't
dude,
be here
it's
tonight, you're
super.
gonna die.
The things people say to him are fucked up. So there's this like string of videos from other YouTubers that go to this town after to see if it's like really the most racist town in there. Like that's the context.
I
of
hate
all
the
these
idea
videos.
of stimulating this tiny little town's economy by like, having like racist tourism to go there.
We should go to that town in Arkansas with like a Black Lives Matter sign, but it's one of those if we do like the spinning around on the corner. We do a bunch of cool
You're
tricks.
gonna be able to read it.
They're like, I don't like what he's doing, but it looks pretty cool.
But like, there's a big arrow pointing over to that pizza place.
Well,
so.
he's surfing on. There ain't no water over there.
Yeah, that's true. They'd be like, I don't know what it says, but even if he wasn't spinning it.
Gideon made like the same type of video as this Nico guy, basically like exploring the town and like talking to people there. And like the general takeaway is that like the average person there is like not a piece of shit. That's like their takeaway
From their
of both
sample
of these
size.
videos.
But that's also like, you don't know. You might go home and find out what their fucking cat's name is.
Gideon was a little too
That's
much
it.
like, nobody's racist
Yeah,
here.
Gideon,
Oh, really?
Gideon was like,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm pretty sure there's no racists in this town. Like, or like, the town's all right.
Yeah.
There is a really, really funny part that Nico doesn't acknowledge in the video, where he's like on his way to the interview, and he exits the hotel, and he opens the door, and he just walks by a guy that he's like sucked to, and it's Gideon. He's filming this video.
What?
They don't acknowledge it at all.
Did they plan it?
Yeah, it's like obviously very
okay,
intentional.
okay.
But it's like you wouldn't know unless you also watched
I
it.
remember that part.
And then if that's in the theater,
Yeah. Right, I was looking at the video and was like, someone was saying, watching the Spider-Man movie. We're gonna spoil it, by the way, you fucking lunchbox.
no way in hell. He shoots fat ropey webs.
When the other Spider-Man comes through the portal and he's got his ropey webs all over himself, someone said like it's weird watching this without the thing because it's like they pause for the applause.
Yeah.
It's like,
They probably
Oh,
have
that
to.
is weird.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
point.
You have to, otherwise they'll miss.
yeah, because if you say a line and it's normal timing, because there's not people with their PJs and their lunchboxes, they don't have time to come down from hooting and hollering because they saw Spider-Man.
Stand-up special with
It's
no
like
crowd
you're
mic.
watching Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
They'll do like a news segment and like the news person isn't talking. It's like the news isn't like this.
Yeah. Or it's like when you take the last picture, like,
Those are always
I
good.
love those. Where you put in the T disc.
Silence interrupted by, and it's like I just laugh.
And it's randomized.
What's the one where it's like 10 hours and it's just occasionally interrupted by Mario going, woohoo!
I like to sound like a